Welcome, Daily Zohar, Parashat Lech Lecha. Parashat says, Vayelech Avraham kasher diber elav Hashem. And Avraham went as HaKadosh Baruch Hu went to him. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to him, Lech Lecha. Lech Lecha. Many times we say, Lech Lecha le'atzmecha. Go for yourself, go by yourself. In other words, you can also say, Lech Lecha, go find yourself. Right? And it says, Amar Rabbi Elazar. Come and see. He didn't say, the pasuk did not say, Vayetze Avraham kasher diber elav Hashem. He left like HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him to leave. It doesn't say that. It says, Vayelech Avraham, and he went. Why? Because if it says Vayetzu miMitzrayim, and they left out of Mitzrayim, and so on, here it says Vayelech, and he left. It says, the Zohar says, Mishum sha'yetziyah kvar asu mikodem. Exiting, they already do it before. Where did they do it before? Shekatuv vayitzu ita me'ur kasdim lalechet arza Canaan. So you need to, first of all, get out of the situation. Get out. And after you get out, then you can go. Many times for our life it's the same thing. We are involved in a situation, and for whatever reason, it seems like we can disconnect ourselves from that state that we're in. Why? Because we never exited. You need to get yourself out of the situation. Only then you can pick up a path and then walk. That's why people, they spin around, and 20 years down the road, they're still in the same place. They never did the exiting. So sometimes exiting needs to be from yourself. After you exited, now you can go on the path. But you need to disconnect yourself. Avraham Avinu would not be able to go and find himself for himself, etc., 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 if he would not first disconnect himself from its root, from where he was. And that was Ur Kasdim, with everything that's going on there. It's like a person would like to change his ways and become a better person. I want to be Choser B'Tshuvah, I want to find God, I want to be spiritual, and still every day he goes to the strip clubs and to the bars and so on and so forth. It will never happen. It will just never happen. You have to disconnect yourself. Exit out. Get out of the state of mind or physical state that you have. And that is true to everything. I mean, if you are, for example, unsuccessful with something, you face constant failure, or you not seem to click with it, you need to exit out. That's why Chazal said, Meshanem makom, meshanem mazal. Change your place, maybe you change your luck. It's not that you're changing your luck, because the Jews don't have luck in terms of that. We operate by Kadosh Baruch Hu, not by something coincidental as luck or karma or whatever you call it. But changing the place is changing the whole dynamics that we had. I told you many times I like to use that Bandora thing, right? If we have the place, the person, or the environment, the behavior, and the person. If you want to change one of the two, you have to change one of them. I mean, one of the three, you have to change at least one, and they will co-affect the other. So you need to get out of there. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, here, in this place that you're at, I cannot do anything with you. So Vayetzu, so they left Ur Kasdim. After they left Ur Kasdim, all right, now the journey begins. And that will be the journey that also all of you will have to face once you leave your parents' domain. Once you get married, you need to leave the house. Otherwise, you cannot go on the journey of your marriage when mommy still cooks for you dinner and does laundry for you. That's not going to happen. That's why it's good sometimes to go for a year somewhere, or to go 6 months somewhere, or to become simply more independent. Just get out of the state that you're at and lech lecha. V'al ken katuv ata. Now, vayelech velo katuv vayetze. And it says now here vayelech, and he start walking because he already left. You don't just start walking again. If you're going to walk in the same situation without exiting, you're going to walk around in circles all the time. In other words, you're going to be lost. And כפי שהבטיח לו בכל ההבטחות, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to him, I'll promise you all these things, but you need to get yourself out. You see, HaKadosh Baruch Hu did not pick him up and then bounce them, with a big slingshot into Israel. There are promises that are waiting for you. Well, those promises are waiting for you promised for you, but they're waiting for you to do your first move. You need to initiate that. And that's true to anything that happens in your life. Whether it's, you go to some famous rabbi, you get a bracha, or, whatever is waiting for you out there, It's all waiting there until you're actually going to do something about it. You don't wait for the federal government to do something for you. You just get up and do it yourself. You want some money, don't wait for Social Security to send you the check. As you see, right now they're not sending checks anymore. Just get up and go open your own business, go sell something, money will come. That's how it is. You do it yourself. The bracha will come. You just have to open the faucet. And it says, Vayelech ito Lot, and Lot went with him. Shenitchaber imo kedei lilmod mema'asav. Lot connected himself to Avraham Avinu in order to learn from his actions. Ve'im kol zeh lo lamad kol kach. And with this whole, closeness, that he didn't learn so much. It is for me, everybody knows, yes, that being meshamesh talmid chacham is greater than actually learning with them. But that is if the shimush also becomes a learning process. Because many times you see people that hover around rabbis or great people, and then themselves becomes like major bullies. They never learn from their ways. They just use the proximity to this great person as a position of power, not a position of learning. They had it made. In a way, they enjoy the light that illuminates on them by this great person, but never actually try to observe it, just reflects off them. And Amar Rabbi Eliezer, Ashreim HaTzadikim HaLomdim Derachav Shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lucky are those righteous people who learn the ways of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I want to talk to you a little bit about this. And it says like this. And what are the ways? ליראה ממנו מאותו יום דין שעתיד האדם לתת דין וחשבון לפני הקדוש ברוך הוא. To have all from HaKadosh Baruch Hu for the day in which you're going to stand in front of him and you have to give an account for all your actions. Yesterday it was a very hard day. Rav Ovadia Yosef passed away. And Rav Ovadia Yosef, everybody would tell you, oh, he was such a great person, he knew so much Torah, he was a walking computer. Okay. But maybe that's a gift that God gave him with a certain memory and so on and so forth. What makes him great? I'll tell you what makes him great. I studied people that claim to be great. Our rabbis and so on, or people that claim to be great. They didn't. People claimed them to be great. And there's one common denominator in all of them, regardless of how much Torah they know and they don't. It's their unconditional love and affection for those who nobody cares. Rav Ovadia Yosef, yes, with being, everybody can tell you how wonderful he knew pages upon pages by heart, and I can tell you myself many stories that I heard firsthand about him. But yet, only after his death, all of a sudden everybody comes out and says, what he did for us. I read a story how a guy was, and I have to say it. I know it's not the Zohar, but I have to say it. A guy was sitting on the bus, he was going like this, and anyway, a conversation came up, and he says, don't look at me like this, I wasn't such a chashuv harav before he's a dayan. I'm about to retire, but I wasn't who I was. Because the guy who was telling him, the guy who was having the conversation was, says, what does he do? He works with people, with guys who are on the edges of society, and he works them, is very hard and wants to quit. He says, don't worry, I'll retire soon from this position, and I'm going to come and help you, Beli Neder. But you see, I was never like this. There were times in which I was what they call a juvenile delinquent. And he tells a story, and he was his parents died in the Holocaust, and they were playing soccer on Shabbat. He was an orphan. And many times they kicked the ball, and the ball broke the windows of the shul where Rav Ovadia was the Rav, and so on and so forth. And one time this guy kicks the ball, and he kicks it really hard. At that moment, Rav Ovadia comes out, and he knocks down his hat, and the head falls down, and everybody is on the floor, hysterical, laughing, how they knocked down the head of this, what they call dos, this like religious Orthodox Jew, on the floor. Picks up his hat, puts it on his head, and walks to the kid. And the kid is a smart guy. Says to him, Kvodo, his honor, did you come to do for us kiddush, or you came to play ball with us? So somebody asked him for his name. He tells his name. He asks him, who are your parents? He says, my parents are dead. He says, your parents are dead? He says, yes, my parents are dead, died in the Holocaust. So he said to him, you hungry? So he said, yeah, I'm hungry. He said, okay, why don't you come with me? He brings him home. He says, he was an orphan, he was hungry. He tells his wife, give him something to eat. He said, I ate like a madman. Turn up to be, he says later on, that I ate also Rabbi Ovadia's food. His portion, they didn't have. He says, are you tired? He said, yes, I'm tired. Would you like to sleep? Yes, I sleep. Here, lay down, sleep. He made, of course, he made him kiddush beforehand. Rabbi Ovadia made kiddush for him. When he goes to sleep, Shabbat was over. He says, okay, Shabbat is over. Why don't you come tomorrow? And he came, and he took care of him. And he took care of him, and he told him, and he raised him to the point that he became a dayan. It turns out to be that there were 12 other kids like this that Rav Ovadia brought to his house, kids that nobody cares about. That's a quality of a great man. Or how against even the ruling of the Israeli government, he ruled, I think it was 1973 or 72, something like that, he ruled that the Ethiopian Jews are Jews. Against everybody. And the guy writes, he's the so-called the chief rabbi of the Ethiopians, one of the Talmid of Rav Ovadia. He comes and he says, listen, I can't get the Ethiopian kids into yeshiva. So he called Eli Yishai and Derry, they were at the time, he says, listen, you do whatever you do to get these kids into the schools. And they got them to the schools. And then when Rav Ovadia was sick, they were arguing with the doctors. He said, I want to go home. No, you can't go home. I want to go home. I can't go home. He said, listen, I don't care. I'm going home. The doctors were upset, but nevertheless, they said to go home. So his son asked him, says, what's the big deal to go home? He says, I have to deal with the case of one aguna, or a woman who was an aguna. So that's more important. That's the greatness of a person. You look at old people like this. Their ability to think about the other, not to think about themselves. Now, I don't know if this is a cheshbonot of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I don't know if this is the chesed that the Kadosh Baruch Hu did with them and opened their minds in such a way to learn Torah. I don't know, but it sure seems like it. There is something in the caring that Kadosh Baruch Hu opens your true potential. And, because there are many people who are great scholars, but they really have nothing to do with anyone. Now my question is, what are you going to say in Olam Haba? When you come to HaKadosh Baruch Hu will ask you. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu will ask you, if you learn so much, and I'm talking to you now, the Bnei Torah, you learn so much, you this, why didn't you care about the person who nobody cared? It was your, it says, Ma'u rachum, afatah rachum, where's your rachamim in you? Again, it's mind-boggling to me. 35% of American Jews are non-affiliated. 35%. They said between 10 to 15% of American Jews are Orthodox. Take those 35% and add the other 15%, you get 50%. The other 50% are gone. Conservative reform finished. Why isn't anybody doing anything about it? Just to have like a little Kirov thing. We should be on a crusade to save these people, to bring them home, and they want to. I don't think that we truly believe that those people want to come to Judaism. I think many times our attitude is, well, if they want to, we're here to explain to them why. We don't go and pursue it and we chase after them. And you want to be great? Care about those that nobody cares. And it says, והוא פתח ואמר, ביד כל אדם יחתום. And in the hand of every person that will be sealed. המקרא הזה, that pasuk we already explained previously, but come and see. In that day, when a person's days were complete on לצאת מן העולם, to depart this world, ביום ההוא, at that day, when the body is broken, that's it, the body does not function anymore. You have a collapse of all systems. והנפש צריכה לפרוש ממנו, and the soul needs to separate from the body. אז ניתנת רשות לאדם לראות מה שלא היה יכול לראות בעת ששלט הגוף ועמד על בוריו. At that moment, you get the permission to see what you could not have seen when your body was strong. In other words, you see that your physical body, the obsession with physicality, with physical body, is an obstacle for spirituality. I'm not saying deny your body. You need to acknowledge it. You need to maintain it. You need to take care of it. Because that's the body which allows you to do the actions. But the more you obsess with your body, the less spiritual you will be. And then there are 3 messengers that stand up. And they calculate his days and his sins. וכל מה שעשה בעולם הזה, and everything you did in this world, every single thing. Not only they calculate, okay, you did this, you did this, you did this, they take an inventory of your actions. They also take your actions and they evaluate your actions. How do they stand? So you get here a scary scenario where a person, in a way, could do a mitzvah that will turn to be an averah. והוא מודה על הכל בפיו, and then he says, yes, amen, yes, I did that. ואחר כך חותם עליו בידו, and then you sign your גזר דין, your verdict. והוא שכתוב, ביד כל אדם יחתום, and in your own hand, you sign on your own actions. Rabotai. There's no way around it. You have to learn to accept responsibility for your actions. It will be easier for you here, and it would be easier for you in Olam Haba. But you can only escape from this one way. Only maybe in this world. But in Olam Haba, you would have to sign and give account to your actions. You have to assume responsibility, and you have to explain why you did what you did. ועל הראשונים ועל האחרונים ועל הישנים ועל החדשים, on all things, on new things, and so on and so forth. אף אחד מהם אינו נשכח. Nothing is being forgotten. Every single action is being measured. Now, however, if you did shuvah, can I erase it? But it's also being counted. But then, it's not that it's like we disregard it. Everything is being accounted. But if you did shuvah, it's a different cheshbon. We said already before. If you did shuvah mi'ahava, averot shebayado, averot count as mitzvot. But don't ever say, echta v'lemachar ashuv. I'll sin and tomorrow make shuvah. Lama? Shema en maspikim beyado. Maybe you will not be able to do shuvah. Most people will tell you, maybe you'll die. And I will tell you, sometimes they will take, as we said previously, they will take your free choice to make tshuva. and then you won't be able to. So you don't know what's going to happen. It's like you would say, tomorrow I'm going to start saving money. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Start saving today. And you continue, and everything that you will do, you're going to give a cheshbon, כשהוא בגוף ורוח יחדיו, when your body and soul together. טרם שנפטר מהעולם, and you do this before you depart from the world, right when you're about to go, right when the neshama is about to go. Because then the neshama could say, wait, I didn't do this, the body did it. The body said, I didn't do it. No, that second that you're about to go, everything, you see it, and then you sign it and you come to the world with the ticket in your hand. That's how it works, guys. Come and see. כמו שהרשעים הם קשי עורף בעולם הזה, as much as the wicked people are stubborn, and you see that stubbornness is not a good quality. אפילו בשעה שעומדים לצאת מהעולם הזה מקשים עורף. Even when they're about to depart this world, they're still stubborn. I saw this Israeli, I don't know, whatever it is, writer, poet, whatever it is, he's about to die. He's still fighting that his body is going to be burnt and spread and so on and so forth. He doesn't, and it's you're about to die, you old man. Why do you have to, nobody would remember you anyway. The big noise that you make right now is just a boost for your weakling ego as it is. Your body is crumbling. Why don't you, for one time in your life, do the right thing? Just make an investment, like to say, who knows, maybe. Even al pitcha shel gehinom, even on the open pit of hell, people would, they would never even think about Shuvah, anything. I didn't do anything wrong. And you know the people like that. וזה שנאמר, אשריהו האדם, lucky is the man, הלומד בעולם הזה דרכיו של הקדוש ברוך הוא, who learns from the ways of הקדוש ברוך הוא, כדי ללכת בהם, in order to walk in them. Therefore, your limud, when you learn Torah, it is not for intellectual property. It is not for just knowledge. It is not for you to wear a crown or to wear a hat or to wear a coat. The only reason why you learn Torah so you can get closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so you'll know how to live your life, so you would not get lost. And it's no wonder that it says, Mahu rachu mafatarachu, Mahu chanun. First of all, Rabotai, you have to have rachamim. You have to have mercy. You have to have compassion for those who are weak, for those who nobody wants. The success of this country at the point was because it was willing to accept those that nobody wanted. The most part. We should know better. Ki ger haytem be'eretz Mitzrayim. We should take care of those who nobody wants, and this should be the top of your priority. You don't take the strong ones and use them as a crown for yourself. The crown in which you'll be crowned with is the crown of glory that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will put on your head, not the one that you put on yourself. Have a great day.